Luke, welcome back to town. You get a series this weekend against a tough Michigan Tech team. Uh, Talk about last weekend a little bit. You're able to get the sweep over Lake Superior State. Never easy in this league, right?
No, it's great parity. It's you bring your A game, or you're gonna be one heck of a dogfight the whole time. So, um, I think Lake has got. I mean, I don't think the record's reflective of their ability and their get around the rink and their pace. Happy for our guys. Winning on the road, that's part of the deal. So it's that time of year. You're still collecting points. No one likes to hear that from what I hear. So that's just how it goes. But it's about putting points in the bank, and if we can continue to do so, then you just got to keep building, growing. And I do feel we're growing.
Number of guys had a good weekend against Lake State. Evan Murr, of course, the defensive player of the week again. Alex Tracy, Luigi Benincasa comes into mind. Who are a couple of the guys that stood out in different ways this weekend?
I mean, you got to figure Lemaire. That group was really good again. There's just the consistency we're getting out of some of those players right now is high. But then the dependability, the predictability of Soup and Wheels that don't necessarily get all the accolades, but I can tell you they're a big backbone. Ralphie, just so steady and sturdy back there. So those keep growing. I just think Finn has got back in the game, and his game just keeps improving after being out for us for some time there. So, and then you got to be happy with the young guys. I mean, guys are taking advantage of opportunity as young players coming in, breaking the lineup, trying to grow in the lineup. We've definitely been quite dinged up, so we've got guys playing different spots, whether it's as a D playing forward or wings playing centers and vice versa. So I'm just happy for the guys to step up and stay with it.
As you look at the weekend coming, Michigan Tech comes in. They bring a number of strengths and some experience as well. How much do you think it helps in this league to have that experience, and how do you combat that as a team that's playing well?
I mean, they've obviously had a great start to the year. They've had a great start to the CCHA, and they're point collecting themselves. The depth of their forward group is outstanding. They've got experience up there. The guys have played major minutes and put up points and been part of winning, which is it's a big keeper, underrated part that I think when you get into a winning track and you're in a winning culture, Bill's going to bring that up there. He's done a great job with it already. So that forward group is tough to play against. So we're going to have to make sure we're taking care of the puck on our side and not playing foolishly, because they can take advantage of that part. And at the same time, I think you got to get it and play after those D and make sure we get around the cage, because I think right now if their goaltender's seeing it, he's stopping it.
We got some media members on the call. If you have a question, raise your hand or indicate that you have a question. Mitch, Matt, Don, anyone? Matt?
Yeah, Luke, tell me about kind of just end of the game on Saturday. You guys were shorthanded, a couple of players with an injury, with a game misconduct as well. I mean, how nice was it to have a little bit of a lead to be able to nurse there in the third period, and what kind of changed for you guys, if at all? It felt like for me watching, it was like just get through the rest of this period and get out of here for the weekend as you guys took the 3 points.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think when you get short, you close your eyes. 2 years ago, we're short. That's how Stenner's a forward here. He's been nothing but exceptional since he moved from D to forward. We've used Connie, we've used Bryce, we've used guys up front as Ds when we've been short. I think some insertion into the lineup. Ronner's getting more minutes all the time. Mason LaBelle's, having his push and impact. Jacob Monkhouse getting maybe the best weekend of him as a Maverick here personally. When those are all scenarios that they're taking advantage of minutes that are available because of injury or, to your point, misconduct. So I think when our group stays together and stays on the same plan, it doesn't really matter how many guys. It just matters that who are the right guys, and that crew is. It's fun as a coach when you have guys stepping up and having each other's backs and being, after the game, applauded for it by their teammates.
Don Westfall.
This might be the same kind of nature of an answer for you, but right now, we talk so much about specialty teams going into each weekend. And early on, it was the power play that stood out. But right now, you guys are responsible for the third best penalty killing unit. Given all of the injuries that you guys are dealing with, what does it say about your guys being willing to step in there? Because we know these games are going to be tight. And in situations like that, that one penalty kill a lot of times can make the difference.
Yeah, I think, Don. I think it's sometimes it's timeliness too of when you're killing penalties, which you guys have stepped up. Um, for the most part, that group of guys have been fairly healthy back there. Your best goaltenders, your best penalty killer rather is your goaltender, and that part's happened. But to their credit, like they've been very sacrificial. Like they've eaten pucks, they've taken checks to get exits. Haven't really shot ourselves in the foot on the kill at all. I think Keith has done a really good job. With the penalty kill and just that, I think that that core of guys and their willingness to really buy into what that means to our team has been huge, and that buy-in is probably the separating factor.
Mitch, you got a question?
Yeah, I know you talked about a lot about trying to work people in and trying to keep raising the standard, but how do you do that while also finding a way to keep the game fun for the guys?
We should all define fun. Winning's fun. I think there's the relationship is the way to make the game fun. Really on game night, we have a chance to sit back and watch our guys and give them a push when we need a push, and but at the same time cheerlead their backside what they've got to get done. I would tell you during the week it's around here it's probably not as fun because I do enjoy practice and I get to be the opposite when we're all wild and ramped up. I've got to be calm, and we don't have enough going. I probably have to have a little bit of a Seabiscuit approach to making sure we get going. But fun is winning. Fun is the idea, like you take Monday, for example, like just watching these guys want to go out and have lunch together and be together, and their urgency to get back to a rink on a Monday morning after having a long travel to get into the gym at 7:30. That for me is fun because I think that's where you see the togetherness and the stick-to-itiveness for our group. We definitely have our fun. There's some moments I think in video where we can probably all make fun of one another, and I know they have their way with me having fun back at it. So it's a fair game. What comes around goes around, by the way.
Well, Coach, you're not the only one, obviously, that's had some success around here lately. 3 MSU teams are making NCAA appearances this week. Do you talk to a lot of the other coaches in the department, and how does that success breed success across the program?
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing our department has, like when we have these bi-weekly coaches meetings, we're all in there and conversing on that side. I love to get out. I'll be at the volleyball game tonight. It's good for our campus. I know I'm definitely trying to get out to everybody's games. I think it's what we do. It's interesting to hear our guys. There's Division I and there's Division II. It's interesting to hear our guys. They don't even care. They're just excited for the other sports to be winning. When they're out at a soccer game or, taking in a volleyball game, and we're wishing football well too. It's that time of year, and I do think it's the window of the world. Athletics for Minnesota State has found itself to be an opportunity in winning and brought a lot of attention to the university through athletics and especially the postseason side of things. So we're cheering them on, and definitely the further they go. It's funny, like a week ago we were having breakfast up at Lake State, and the Finley women's basketball game is their team is at the hotel, and here we are playing football against them here 5 days later. So we're cheering for our teams every day.
Other questions for Luke about this weekend? All right, well, welcome back and best of luck against Michigan Tech.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luke.
You bet.
Thanks.